All right, we are recording. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody is doing good out there. I like to call it Screenland, where you are watching this wherever you are. You're watching it on a screen, so I call your destination Screenland. Hope you're doing good. This is Fred Lynch coming from Recording Land. We're not actually live today because I've been enjoying kind of doing this as a pre-recorded. This is actually being recorded about an hour and a half before we go live. So it's about 8:30 a.m. Central Time, Dallas. I woke up this morning with this idea that's been in my mind and my heart, and I want to kind of share it with you. I want to experiment with it. And the idea, once again, those that are just coming in, this is Fred Lynch, your boy Fred. I hope you guys are doing good. Real quick, just to kind of give you the fun of the branding and all of that good stuff. This is a part of our little small community that we're developing called Sacred Hum. So all of you Sacred Hummers out there, thank you so much for coming in. And this is a project where we get together and we pray, we meditate, we utilize meditation, we utilize the sacred, and our goal is to make the sacred positively contagious, where everyone can participate in things sacred and enjoy those and be blessed by them, as well as be a blessing to the whole world. So that's it. You can check out the Sacred Hum. Go online, sacredhum.com. All of the information is free. All of the guided meditations online are free. Sacred Hum is where hip hop meets meditation. So all of the music, the beats, and all of that, go get it. It does help us if you download that through any digital media that you get, whether it's Apple's iTunes or Spotify, whatever. But if you just need to go to it and you just need a fix, you know how sometimes you need a fix. Just go to YouTube, get it free, man. But my hope is for you to use it, utilize it, develop your practice of meditation, of contemplation, and thereby be kind of a vehicle of good in the world. So there is your commercial. Let's go on and talk about getting straight to work. I want to get to work here, and I want to use the idea. I was playing with a word that I actually woke up with, and this word has kind of been in my mind, that it's just kind of came to it, and it's the idea of experiment, or I call it experiment, like an experiment or an experiment or an experience or experience. I love playing with words. I'm an MC. I play with words all the time. And the idea of experiment would be simply this: to one, experience what prayer is. So we're just not going to talk about prayer. That's what we do here on the Sacred Hum 15-minute meditation, is that we don't just like talk about meditation. We actually go in and do it. As awkward as it may seem, we do it together. And as we do it together, we get better at it. And the better we get, the more we do it, the better we get. You know how we do. So share this with someone. But the idea of experience, or not just experiencing prayer, but experimenting with prayer. And what do I mean by experimenting with prayer? Going in and practicing that prayer and utilizing it in a way that you can step back as a kind of observable or observational type person and look at what you're doing and notice the change, notice the benefits that it is giving you at the time, right? So this is a matter of us talking about experiencing prayer, experimenting with prayer, not in the sense that we doubt that it's real. We know it's real, but most of us, we talk about meditation, we talk about prayer, but we don't go in and actually do it. Well, I'm not going to hold you up too much. I'm going to kind of tell you what we're going to do in this prayer experiment, or I like to call it ExPRAYERiment, meaning that I meant to use prayer as experiment, as experience, and use it in a way that it helps and benefits others. This particular style of experiment, we will use the idea of, let me write it in here, loving kindness. This particular style of prayer, loving kindness, is worldwide powerful. Those that experience it know it. Those that extend a sense of loving kindness. In the Hebrew Bible, there is a word, it's called chesed. And the chesed is not just love, but is love demonstrated through kindness. That's how it explains the Yahweh God, that he is a God of loving kindness. Not that just he has love for you, but he shows that love, he demonstrates that love. And so when you operate in that type of love, then you see a whole different side of life, and it's beautiful. So those that extend that type of loving kindness, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through wishing others well, whether it's through whatever kind of way that you can push forth what is in you and push it to others, this is what's beautiful. It's a reflective, what's the word I want to use? It's a reflective result. Like the more loving kindness that you extend to others, the more loving kindness reverberates back to you, back around you. And then all of a sudden, we all become these vehicles of God's love. Like it says in the ancient text, we have this treasure in earthen vessels. We become vessels or vehicles of love. So, enough said. This is what we're going to do. And this was the idea for the last like 2 days that has been in my mind. It's just been playing and trickling and trickling and trickling and trickling and just kind of like rise into my thoughts. And so this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a live cam of somewhere else in the world and actually like get the live camera of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go on to a live cam. I'm going to share my screen of a live cam, and I got an awesome place for this because it's just going to work so good. Hopefully in my mind, it works great. So we're going to go to a live cam, and the place we're going to visit today, I wonder if I should tell you right now, we're going to visit a place. Okay. And we're going to have just 15 minutes of what I call loving kindness meditation. Okay. So I had it in my mind, like going to this live place, and I wanted to see traffic because my thought is this: within each vehicle, there is a whole world of thought, idea, energy of like people drive those vehicles, right? And so those vehicles themselves are like a transportation of energy, of thought life, of an entire life. You get that? So, in other words, when you see people driving, you can do this wherever you are. Think, who's in that car? Someone's driving that car. They have a whole life, they have a whole story, right? They have an entire history, and they come from someone that comes from someone, comes from somewhere. And it's funny how we're all connected. And if you can just simply extend loving kindness into that vehicle, think of what you're doing. You're adding wherever that person is going, you're adding your hope of loving kindness to that vehicle, or get it like this, or that vessel. Remember, we talked about that ancient text. The great Paul, the apostle, said, we all have this treasure in earthen vessels, right? We carry something within us as we go through the thoroughfares of life. So I wanted to go on this live cam and watch maybe like a thoroughfare, like a highway, and which in each vehicle think that there is a person or people with entire stories. And as they come and go, like Just simply wish the best upon them as they come and go. I first thought about the idea of these vehicles being like thoughts, because thoughts come and thoughts go and they come and go. And you can't control, or you don't want to necessarily at this moment, and for this practice we're going to do, you don't want to worry about trying to control or police the thoughts. You just notice the thoughts, and you notice that they come and you notice that they go. Are you tracking with me? They're coming and going, and your job is not to try to police them, not to try to traffic them, not to try. No, this is just noticing them and being at a place of peace, and simply wishing the best upon that vehicle as it comes, and another one as it goes. Are y'all tracking with me? Y'all tracking with me? Let me know. Hit me back if you're tracking with me, because we're about to go on and get into this. We're going to do 15 minutes of a loving kindness type of meditation where we wish the best. We wish wellness. We wish safety. We wish like presence, where a person is present and they are in the moment as they are going wherever they're going. Okay, whatever this vessel is, we wish wellness upon this transportation, this vessel. We wish goodness. We wish safety upon this person as they're going. We wish them to be in the present world and not trapped in the past, or not caught up in some kind of future that's not happening, but they are in the moment and find love in that moment. And as you do that for 15 minutes, it will reverberate the same type of blessing back upon you in your world. Get this, as you are as a vessel going through the thoroughfares of life's experience. I don't even know if y'all getting that, but that is so dope. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to go and get up in this. I've talked about enough. Now we're going to all experience it together. So find yourself like a comfortable place. And this is what I am going to do. I am going to right now share uh, a an amazing place. This place right here, some of you guys have been there before. This is uh, Las Vegas Boulevard. This is the Strip. Okay. This is the Strip, and I'm going to kind of come out of my own picture, and I'm going to put my the entire picture up as we get ready to get started on this meditation. But I just kind of wanted to prep you as you're getting ready to kind of get into this place of meditation, and I'll tell you when we'll begin the 15 minutes. But I love the idea of the Las Vegas Strip because it's almost just like your mind. There's lights flashing, there's people going, there's different quote unquote reasons that people are there. And we like to use the old saying, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. But did you know that the actual word Vegas is the word vagabond, which simply means to wander? Let me tell you the truth. What goes on in the wandering and the meandering of your mind, it doesn't stay in Vegas. It goes throughout the entirety of the nation. And you could say through a whole world. Because the Vegas, just like the vagus nerve, that's why we call it the vagus nerve. It's one nerve that wanders throughout your entire body. And this nerve crosses to your heart, crosses to your spine, it crosses to your guts, it crosses and it touches. This vagus nerve that you have in your body has the ability to, in an instant, affect every major organ of your body. Guys, what goes on in Vegas is what goes on in the entirety of your body. What goes on in your mind goes on in the entirety of your existence. So, with that in mind, I want you to watch as these cars go by up and down the Strip. And I want you to think about these cars as thoughts, also as real life people. So they don't only symbolize thoughts, they're real people with real issues, real desires, real problems, real pains, real pleasures, real hopes, real plights. And your job as we get ready for the next 15 minutes is to focus in. Now I'm going to close it and we're going to go into a time of meditation. It's the focus as the thoughts or these vehicles come and go. Notice the flashing lights. In a sense, it's just like the background of all that's going on in your mind. There is something going on at all times. Right now, as so much is going on, the one thing that I want you to focus on, and I invite you to focus on, is simply your own breath. And deep within your belly, I invite you to breathe in the idea of goodness and grace, and breathe out any type of stress, any type of discomfort, any type of sense of pain and disgruntlement. And breathe in the beauty of a new day. And breathe out all that has already taken place that you cannot change. One more time, breathe in, and this time breathe in. Think of the opportunity that you have right now to begin anew. Each new day brings new mercies. New day, new mercies. Now I want you to actually notice each vehicle that's coming and going. These vehicles are coming and going. If you look down at the very corner, you'll see vehicles just slipping by, kind of like in the corner of your own mind. Vehicles are slipping by, coming and going, coming and going. Just wait. And we'll watch as vehicles come and vehicles go. Now what I want you to do as vehicles are coming and going is focus on one particular vehicle. And in your imagination, as you lock in on that one vehicle, even as the vehicle comes into the screen and it goes out of the screen, for the next 45 seconds, I want the one vehicle that you locked on in your mind to actually, in your imagination, wish that vehicle and all that it's associated with wellness, And two words that stay with wherever that vehicle is at in real time life right now. Wish it well by simply in your mind saying, be well. Be well. Very well. As new vehicles come past, grab another vehicle in your mind's eye. Maybe some of you have seen the bus that passed by earlier, or a new vehicle, or maybe even a pedestrian as you see walking on the street. And the next wish, the next prayer, the next ExPRAYERiment, the next extension of loving kindness is I want you to say it in two words. You wish them safety. Be safe. Extend that loving kindness to that vehicle, that vessel of life, of experience, of thought. Extend to it right now and say it within your soul. Say it maybe even out of your mouth. Be safe. Thirty more seconds. Think of the very first vehicle that you saw that you wish safety upon. It's not even in the picture anymore, but go in your imagination and find wherever it is and tell it. Speak to it right now. Be safe. Very good. Very good. Using your imagination right now, and as you see the images on the screen of the side of this building, and as the picture zooms out, recognize that this is actually happening in real time. This is a live cam on the Strip of Las Vegas, Nevada. And notice the vehicles once again as they come by. And what you're going to wish now upon each vehicle is that that person, that vehicle, through wellness and through safety, would find the overwhelming, never-ending, precious love of God right now in the present. And your simple prayer, your simple extension to those vehicles is to be present. Be present. Catch that vehicle. Be present. Be here. Very, very well. We have 5 more minutes to go in this meditation. And now, what I'm going to ask you to do is use your imagination. And in your imagination, I want you to go actually even deeper with this idea of loving kindness. And I want you to think of every person that has ever touched this actual strip right here. And I want you to extend loving kindness for whatever reason that they have been walking on this strip, driving down this strip. I want you to stretch your imagination. And for the next 30, 40 seconds, I want you to ask for anyone that has ever been in this particular thoroughfare that right now that they'd be well. So good, so good, so good. We're going to extend that same idea to anyone who has ever been on this thoroughfare. Many of you have been on this very thoroughfare. Many of you have wanted to be on this very thoroughfare. I'm sure you're connected to someone who has been on this very thoroughfare. I'm sure you're connected to someone who's seen these very advertisements. I'm sure you're connected to someone who's connected to someone who's connected to someone who has touched this very experience. And what I want you to do is extend to those people safety, security, grace. Be safe. Very well. And the last prayer, ExPRAYERiment, that I want you to do is for anyone who has ever visited this particular part of a strip of Las Vegas, who's connected to someone else, who's connected to someone else, who's connected to someone else, that wherever they are right now, that you'd ask for them in their present circumstance to awaken into the eternal now and experience the love, the connection, the security, the wellness, the grace of this moment. That who's ever been here to be present. Very good. And then the last minute, this is what I want you to do. I want you to extend your imagination far beyond this very live cam of a live scene of Las Vegas, Nevada. And I want you to expand your imagination and imagine this thoroughfare actually being a symbol of your very heart, your very mind. In other words, through a main artery of your heart, of your life experience, you have so much coming and going on. And what I want you to do, and think of each and every vehicle as a vessel of experience, of thought, of energy. If this was an artery in your heart, in your life experience, I want you for 20 seconds to simply wish everything well. Be well. 20 more seconds as I want you to wish it safety and security. You ready? Be safe. 20 seconds, go. Be safe. Every thought, every impulse. And finally, in the thoroughfares, the busyness of your entire life, I want to ask you that every image that comes into the view of your awareness, I want you to realize that it is sponsored by the present moment loving kindness of God. So wish upon yourself presence of the moment, the Alpha and Omega being with you right here in the moment. Be present. Be present. And as we close and we come out of this live view of Las Vegas, Nevada, and we come back to the present day, I want to say thank you for some time to hang out for 15 minutes. You guys hit me back. Hit me back and tell me, what do you think? I want to actually mess around with this word that I call experiment. Experiment. In fact, I went online and I bought it. I bought the .com. I call it experiment.com. I don't know. You guys tell me your thoughts, but I'm thinking I want to possibly do something with that. Maybe it's a part of our meditation that we're doing with the sacred hum. Maybe it's a tangent. Maybe it'll be really cool today, but then, them ribs that I ate last week, no, them last week, 2, 3, 4 days ago. But what was that? I had Chinese food that I had, that Japanese food that I had last night. It'll wear off and this might be nothing, but it might just be something. The idea of experiment. Can we, through intention, experience prayer and also experiment, and in the sense of actually putting prayer to work and observe the effect of experiment, contemplation, meditation, and actually us doing the work. Not just talking about the work, not just hoping that the work, does good one way. It reflects to me, there's a verse that the Apostle Paul said, and he used it as a praise. He said, "Now unto him who's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we," and how do we, that we ask or think. Most of us don't get anything because we're not asking or thinking about it. We're not even considering it. We're not imaging it. So we don't ask. And then he said, according to the power that works within us. So even if we ask and think, we can't ask and think and then it hope it comes from the sky upon us. No, according to the power that is at work within us. So we're talking about experiment because we want to experience and experiment, go to work with prayer and let the power that is at work within us uh, go through us to others, but also take those things that we are truly asking and we're truly thinking through. What's beautiful, it says, he does whatever we ask and think. He has a way of doing exceedingly abundantly above that. So we ask it, we think about it, then we watch and see how it comes about. And in the end, we realize, wow, that's better than I ever even asked or thought about. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I want to see that happen. You guys talk to me. Tell me if this experiment is a fun idea, cool idea, a workable idea. And if it is, maybe we'll utilize that as more in the sacred hum. I got to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for a great time together. That was good. That's about 30 minutes. That's how I want to keep it nice and sweet. You guys have a great week. Use that prayer. That's a great prayer. That is actually a mixture of some ancient meditation, loving kindness meditation, and I kind of paraphrase those three ideas: be well, be safe, be present. And that's just a great way that you can image and pray for someone. It's a great idea. So tell me if it works for you. I got to get out of here. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.